you need to analyze what were the main mistakes and how you're going to cover it. That's why when you're as a person, you're ready to analyze and you're showing this empathy. Yeah, like, see, risks are here. That's how we're going to cover these. If this not working, we're going to do here and so on. So you're showing your expertise and knowledge in the best way because you understand the risks. Because we've seen some startup when they came, we have no competitors. Why? Probably you're not. Why?
This podcast is brought to you by Pragmatic Solutions, the leading iGaming PAM platform with a modular approach, including many benefits like a fast, secure, and scalable API-based platform, integrated with all major third-party products and services. Make sure you head over to Pragmatic Solutions and join our smart thinking.
This podcast is brought to you by Pragmatic Play, a leading game developer providing player favorites to the most successful brands across the industry. With an award-winning multi-product portfolio of slots, live casino, bingo, virtual sports, and more, Pragmatic Play is powering up new possibilities of play through one single API. Visit pragmaticplay.com and discover your favorite every time.
Bingo, bango, bongo. We're live here at the podcast. Vladimir, my friend, great to have you here today. How are you?
Always happy to see you, Pierre. Awesome. Like Malta, everything good except like 38 degrees out of the street.
Yeah, it's goddamn middle of September and Europe is still heating up, man. I don't know what's happening this year. But the funny thing is actually in Malta here, it's been really hot climate the whole summer here. But you guys, you were living in Cyprus. You had like 50 degrees or something.
47, 48 degrees for
Jesus Christ, man.
For 2 months probably.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a feeling when the car conditioner is telling you, no, bro, I'm
no, bro, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I give up. Like, it's crazy stuff, honestly.
Oh my God, man. Anyway, Vladimir, you're obviously the CEO and managing partner of a really new, exciting investment fund called Xanada Investments. You've been operating this now for some time this year.
8 months, like officially 3 months, but we started it in January.
Yeah, how are things going so far?
Growing. I didn't expect it will be so complicated for somebody to explain what is investor, because what I really meet when you're speaking with US guys, they fully understand how the investor working, what it needed for. Even if you have a lot of capital, why do you need investors? Why do you need profile investors and so on? But when I'm speaking with East Europe guys, first of all, everybody thinking that you are creditors.
That you're loaning money.
Yeah, it's the main thing. Okay, yeah. We've break this suggestion. We explain how it works, but they still don't understand. Like, okay, we already like profitable. What do we need money for?
Yeah,
we have like, I don't know, 200K per month. Everything's key. It's like what they grow in. Can you scale up in X5, for example, in 1 year? Can you grow it like in what's your goal of making the business? How you're going to defend the business? How you're going to diversify the portfolio and so on? And this question, they're not thinking about this firstly. So it's a kind of mostly the main issue is development of iGaming investment profile, and that's become a second target of the fund, to work with the hugest funds inside the industry to work together to find this way of growing and making this part of the industry mature. But from the project's point of view, there are a lot of good projects, and also like, AI is coming. Everybody's trying to check it. Somebody is successful, somebody not. But anyway, everybody's trying to find the spot. Gamification is. Thank you. After 5 years, I'm talking about gamification now. Now it's time when everybody start understanding that, okay, like gamification is a cool stuff. I think after some companies showed the numbers and real realization of it. So yeah, a lot of projects coming. I think if everything goes well from legal perspective, until the middle of like in 2 weeks, probably 1-2 weeks, we will have 10 projects already.
Oh wow. Oh.
Yeah, for the first year, I think it's a good result.
Yeah. So essentially, what you said in the beginning is, as an organization, you kind of have two options. Let's say if you are profitable to continue your growth, either you can use the money that you earn to invest that back into the company and grow that way. Or you can take on investment into the company and kind of try to hyper accelerate the growth if you want to grow faster, essentially, like a classic way to increase growth in a company.
In some way, yeah, but investor is not only about the money. You know this pretty well. Investor is mostly about like collaborations, big partnership, trust level, expertise at the end of the day. Because if somebody is ready to invest in you easily, like 5 million, because when you invest in, the first lesson that you need to understand that you need to be, if you want to invest, you need in your head be sure that you are ready to lose this money. It's not okay, of course, of losing. You're trying to diversify the risk, but in your head you need to be ready to lose. If somebody is ready to lose like 5, 6, 10, 2 millions easily, it's probably the guys who already build a huge ecosystem or a huge business, which is like profitable, stable, growing, and so on, usually. So they already have a good expertise. And for me, I always try at least to speak with these people to understand what the expertise they have. So when investors come in, of course they have enough money to help you to scale business faster from this point, to hire, I don't know, more developers, for example, for your product, or more media buyers, or give you money for spending much, for marketing, and so on. Like there are a lot of way of putting money in the right way to scale the business. But from another point of view, they already probably passed through a lot of mistakes that is waiting for you. And they will help you to avoid these mistakes, help you on the managing stuff, help you to not to be fully dependent on the one client, for example. Like most part of the business, it depends on 1-2 clients that are making like 80% of the profit. They will prepare you to be sure that you can pass through a lot of storms in the market and so on. So it's more about like calibrate. And also, if you've seen, for example, a new startup which is making, I don't know, 100K per month, for example, and if they come to you and propose like collaboration, you will start thinking, okay, they're small, probably they're not very trustful, and so on. But if you've seen that, okay, 2-3 funds like Xanada, I don't know, Yola, SoftBet already invested in them, for you it's a high level of trust because you know these funds, you know these people, you know how they approach the business, and you're sure that okay, with this business we really can make some collaboration because everything's covered. Even if something happened, the fund will help you to solve this. That's the way of like why you need funds or investors to collaborate with.
Yeah, for sure. And so essentially, when you go to even organizations that are already profitable, again, it's not only about the capital that you can use to grow, but you will come with a network and experience that you can infuse into this organization to help them get new clients, for example, or to avoid certain mistakes. I suppose that is a really strong reason why you would want an investment fund like yourself. You are not just dumb money, let's say, you are smart money to take onto the cap table. And that's what you want as a startup. You want that backing, let's say, of a stable fund that can help you steer the ship in the right direction if you are in stormy weather, for example, or just to grow the ship by infusing that network.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. So I was thinking today to talk a little bit more about how to seek investment. And as a startup and as a founder, it can be quite a daunting task to go out to raise capital, because you're in competition against potentially hundreds of other startups. And just to get to the point of getting in front of an investor can be very, very difficult, because I can imagine that you get presented with a huge amount of pitch decks, for example, and you don't have that much time even to understand all the opportunities, how deep or great they are, right? So as a starting point, I want to talk about the pitch deck itself. How important is a pitch deck for you as an investor, and what should founders think about when they create a pitch deck?
Okay, it's good. It's very good questions as usual, Pierre. First of all, I think pitch deck is very important because we are receiving hundreds of after launching the Xanada contest, we received more than 200 applications. Just imagine, even if you have a great team of searching of it, you need to understand pitch deck. You need to go through. You need to understand numbers. Blah blah blah. It took a lot of time, and if the pitch deck is not understandable or clarifying, you will probably throw out the project and you will write to founder, sorry guys, it's not fast for now, we'll write us a bit later, and so on. So yeah, pitch deck is highly important, and it should be very clear what are you doing. And seen some projects when you're checking the pitch deck and it's from one point should be very understandable business, but then you're coming to the founders for a call and they start explaining what they're doing, and you realize that you didn't understand pitch deck in the right way. And I think it's a very big mistake for the founders. You need to be sure that everybody, Apple rule, if 7 years old child is not understanding your marketing strategy and what you're showing, you probably have some issues. So you need to be prepared, show it to any kind of grown up at least, ask them, did you understand what we're doing? And they should. If they understand, you're on the right way. So try to make pitch deck very simple, very clear, and with the target points, not making 25 or 40 slides, because there is no time to read 40 slides, honestly. Pitch deck is a kind of taking attraction. It's not a selling point. It's just taking attraction, what investors is looking for always. First of all, the team, especially if let's talk about early stage startups, not about huge businesses. There is another approach. So of course the team, because people are the main power, the main source of the business. It's everything. Business is people firstly. So we need to understand who is coming, what they are doing, why they are doing this, what the expertise they have before, probably main companies or main responsibilities or main results, whatever you have, the short overview about main people in the team or main founders, depends. We need to understand the idea of the product. What is it about? We need to understand what they're trying to solve or to reach, because I don't trust that, I don't know, new casino sportsbook are solving anything. They just or the right product because their market is growing, so probably they want to reach some numbers, so just want to reach their market share, and they have some power for this and so on, or probably they've seen that the products are bad and they want to make it better, whatever. So what you want to reach, some financial projections in very, very simple way, okay, the expectations on money like this, profit like this, revenue like this, etc. So very simple things. Don't there is no sense to put the whole Excel table inside pitch deck and with trying to explain all the numbers and salaries and so on. And I think this is the main information. I didn't forget anything at the team, money. Yep.
Yeah. The point is kind of when you as a founder create a pitch deck, you get, maybe if it's the first time you do it, you get this feeling that, I should put as much information as possible here because I want to show that I have done my homework. So therefore 40 slides with 40 heavy pages of text is that's gonna show that I am serious about my company, kind of thing. But actually, when you get presented with a deck like that, you're just never gonna read it, right? So the idea is more to put it more like a resume or something like that, where the idea is keep it as simple and straightforward as possible, because you might spend 10 seconds or 15 seconds on this pitch deck because you'll scroll through it first, and if it's too much text, you're oh my god, I can't be bothered with this because I have another 99 pitch decks after this to look through. It's something like that, right?
Yeah. Do you remember the first rule of sales manager when they come into the company and where they come into the conference, they need to prepare the elevator pitch. In elevator pitch, what is you have only 10 seconds when you're coming from the first floor until third or fifth floor together with the how it's called in English, with the guy who is making decisions, with decision maker, and you have only 10 seconds to explain or to catch his attention. If you catch it, he will probably have a cup of tea with you or a coffee. Pitch deck is the same, nothing changed, but you have a bit more preparing, and more chance that the investor will spend more time of reading this pitch deck. So I campaign it's it's a sales to track attention. That's the only way. Then that's why people are creating one page or something like this. Then they prepare in more details pitch deck and so on. But if you didn't check attention, no chance, or at least much lower chances.
And how many companies would you say that you invest in per 100 pitch decks that you get? Say that you get 100 pitch decks sent to you. How many of them on average will get investment?
I think around 3-5% maximum. I have a friend of mine who is a very professional venture investor for a long time, and I've asked him like what the average percentage of putting money. He told firstly like 15%. I told what? Like really 15%? He told no. Firstly 90% of the project they are coming away. Yeah. So we're not even checking them. From 15% are coming. So like around 1.5% only, because and it's not about the wish you.
Yeah, and so an advantage, of course, is if you already have contacts with people that can introduce you to the investor, you already have an advantage, right, and so on. But imagine that you are a founder and you have this insane idea and you know how to execute the idea, but you don't have any contacts whatsoever. Like, how do you reach through to you in this sea of other noise and opportunities? If you're a founder who doesn't have those contacts, what do you need to do in order to get to the point of having a meeting with you?
I don't know, like I won't speak about other funds, like from our perspective. Just as a last example, the projects came to us to our contest. They put the project with a really very simple and easy pitch deck. They are doing some kind of gamificated casino with sportsbook. Very simple pitch deck, very simple explanation, and we jump on the call, discuss with the idea and so on. I don't know what we'll make from this, but at least we speak. Another example, I'm always all on the conferences, so I'm trying to be all over there, at least like some speaking slots, at least some lounges and some presentation always. And on last conference last week, I think 5 or 6 different people came to me. Okay, like we've read we've seen your podcast, we've seen your what you're posting, at least think so on, like sharing some content. And I'm seeing that okay, guys already interested, so they were preparing, even if they lied to me, it doesn't matter. But at least they took some thesis point, and of course it's catching your attention because. I'm preparing the content to be useful for people. It's the main idea of the content. If somebody's can come into me like, okay, like we're useful, thank you, we like the idea, we're sharing this idea and so on. We discuss with them. We have a meeting. We've speaking at least on some parties and other stuff. What I really enjoy in iGaming industry, that there is no huge distance between venture fund and the products and even the early stage adopters, because when you're working in like usual market, there is a huge distance. It's very unreachable because guys, they are receiving like hundreds of thousands of projects and they must be distance. For now, in iGaming, there is not so many projects are coming like in the usual world. That's why the distance is low now. So I think this is the top time to come to investors, because I can't name any investor in this industry who is not reachable for startup, because all of them are at the same parties where all the people can come. Yes, some more private, some less, but at the end of the day, even top multi-billionaires are coming to the conferences, speaking and sharing the knowledge, and they're even sitting on the stands. So that's why I enjoy iGaming industry. So I don't think it's very hard. If you really want to do it, there's still LinkedIn, there's still somebody of your friends, I think at least like in 2 contacts, know someone from investors easily. And if any of my friends will call me and tell like, hey bro, like I meet some good startup, will you have like 15 minutes to check and speak with them? Sure, why not? Mm-hmm. Just let's speak it.
Yeah. And when you are considering to invest in a company, how much is the decision-making process about the idea, and how much is it about the person who runs the company and the team?
I think person always always the main, but again, if the person has a really bad idea, and we understand from our expertise that the idea won't grow, firstly we will propose this person to change the vector, because we had such example, and the project should come in probably in 1 week already. The two very amazing founders were really enjoying from the first call, because they like, we want this, we know this, and they really had a great expertise. But the idea itself was, from our expectation and understanding, they will just lose time and we will lose money. We didn't see any kind of potential in that. So we've talked to them, we've explained why we're thinking so, why we think that they need to change the vector, they change the markets. They spent probably 1 month to this, and returned in 1 month and told like, yeah, you were right. We're thinking that's a good idea that you've changed us, and right now we are just on the final stage of investing to them. So, of course, personally, you can have an awesome idea, the most profitable idea in the world, but if the person is not ready to be founded, not ready to take all the risk, because being founder is not easy stuff. You know this, like you sleep in 2 hours a day, maximum 3 if you're lucky, and you just hustle, making all of these things. You need, okay, I need to cover legal, I need to cover financial, because you are just Shiva. You are covering everything. Everything, and I don't think everybody is ready to take this risk on themselves. But if you have a not so good idea, but you're the guy who want to do it, and you have a good ambitions, approach, responsibility of it, I think even with a bad idea, you will shuffle it, and everything will go well.
Yeah. And I think this is such an important point to highlight for founders, that the idea itself is the easy part. I think everyone is walking around with $1 million ideas, and they are right. The idea is actually solid, and it has footing, and it can be done, and so on. But the journey to get from there to actually executing the idea is just by orders of magnitude more difficult than what people think, and especially going on your first journey as a venture-backed founder, trying to build something, trying to hire people into a team that can execute this idea, that have better offers from already profitable and established and safe companies. Just that problem alone, how do you solve that to attract people to your business is based on an idea? Why would they leave their safety? Why would they leave their higher salary? That is an incredible difficult problem to solve. And that is just 1 out of 100 problems, 1,000 problems that you need to solve in order to get from 0 to 1, right? So I can understand from your perspective that you are looking for those founders who kind of have that magic to them that will take them through these really difficult times and be able to work non-stop and put their life aside, and who are willing to commit to an idea.
Who really want this.
Yeah.
Because I trust that if you really want, not just telling everybody that you want and just sitting on the chair and just dreaming about. No, you really want to reach something. You really have a final goal. What do you see and why you're going? You have the reason to do it. Yeah, this is the main, because if you want, you will.
Yeah, exactly. And so then, as a founder, if you find yourself having that type of energy, if you are willing to go into the fray and into the darkness of launching a company, that is maybe the most important lesson when you are eventually put in front of an investor, is that it is not that they are looking at just the idea of your company. They are looking at you as a person. And so you have to be aware of that when you go into a meeting with an investor, that the investor is looking maybe you are looking for tells of what is not right with this person, let's say.
Yeah, in some way. Yeah, you always, if you're seeing, I think the world is prepared as that anything can be ideal. So when you see that everything, okay, project is good, financial projection is good, and team looks very good, and everything's so good.
Is something wrong here?
Well, yeah, what's wrong here? So you need to find it. And yeah, there are some projects that says like everything ready to be ideal, but you will try to understand where the risks, because risks should be somewhere. And this case when in films somebody showing you the rifle, in like 20 minutes somebody will kill another guy from this rifle. So because it's a kind of director's cuts of making things explaining, because if they won't show you some object 20 minutes before, you will start asking, where did they take this object? What the case? The same when you're preparing for the speaking for the project, you need to think about what the questions should be and preparing the answers on this question. I have one startup I'm always joking about them. I'm thinking they're preparing pitch decks online where they're pitching it. Because when they're making monthly reports, whatever I'm asking for, there will be a slide there. Like, wait 5 minutes. And I'm thinking there is a guy who is making all these slides in the real
in the
time.
background.
Yeah, in the real time. Because I can't trust. All of the time, whatever I'm asking, like financial things, product things, they tell me, no, don't, everything will be okay, we'll show a slide there. How did you do it? How do you mean? Or probably they're really a genius guy who is thinking about what the questions should I ask, what I'm interested in, and they're preparing all this information. So yeah, well, you as a person, you need to be ready to answer. First of all, you need to assure yourself that you're ready to do it. If you're sure yourself, assure investor that you are the right guy to make this business. You have the right knowledge, or at least you have people in team with the right knowledge and expertise, and you have the really wish of making this business. You want to jump a bit, and you are understanding the possible risks. I think the most popular question that I'm seeing from founders when I'm speaking about investors, they ask, what will be if we lose? What the consequences? And I always tell see, it's not a problem to, not to realize KPIs on P&Ls or something like this. The problem that you don't understand why you didn't realize and what's your plan to cover this. Because everybody can fail, and it's normal. Welcome to the world. It's working like this. We're not all of us 100 successful all the time. Everybody was failing. Everybody has bad months. Everybody has storms, and there are a lot of reasons to be failed. But you need to analyze what were the main mistakes and how you're going to cover it. That's why when you're as a person, you're ready to analyze and you're showing this empathy. Yeah, like, see, risks are here. That's how we're going to cover these. If this not working, we're going to do here, and so on. So you're showing your expertise and knowledge in the best way because you understand the risks. Because we've seen some startup when they came, we have no competitors. Why? Probably you're not. Why? Do you think you are the most genius in the room? Probably, but the room can be bigger. And in that case, you won't become. So somebody already think about this. Probably, or not. If there is no competitors, explain why there is no competitors. Or explain like what are you going to do another way, that's why you're thinking there is no competitors. So it's mostly about your knowledge and expertise. So yeah, investors will, like you've told, like, what are you doing? Why? Where are you sure your knowledge? So if you're really expert and you're showing the responsibility of your project and the responsibility of your team as a manager, as a leader, yeah, your rising chances of investment, I think, x5, x10.
Yeah. We always say internally that whenever you fail, failure is an opportunity. Because when you fail, it's not about failing, that's always going to happen, as you mentioned, but it's all about how you deal with the failure.
Yeah.
And if you can turn a failure into an opportunity, then oftentimes you come out in a positive light. We work, in our case, we work with a lot of different partners. We are committing them to different partnerships. We are expected to deliver value, and sometimes we fail. And whenever that happens, we are like, okay, great. This is an opportunity for us to go above and beyond for this partner and to overcompensate and to show that we are here to strengthen our partnership and so on. And I think when you go in with that mindset in anything, you'll come out in the best possible light. Because again, the point is not to never have failure ever. It's just not feasible. It's all about how you deal with the failures. That's going to define you as a successful, unsuccessful business.
It's great mindset, honestly. If you set up it in the whole team, it's showing like really high level of leadership, because people are feeling much more safe, I think, at least, and also more motivated, because okay, fail, no, it's no less a new opportunity. Let's go.
Yeah. What are some common mistakes that founders do during fundraising, in your opinion? Have you seen any horror stories or horror cases, or a red thread perhaps between founders?
Just not to repeat some of other podcasts, I will tell about new stuff that we find. Like the most red flag that I've seen, if the project already had a funding from someone like angel investors, friends, family, etc., doesn't matter, and where did you spend them? And that's all. On this question, if they can't explain what they done, like for me it's close. If they can't explain where they spent 200k, like always been speaking about like 2 million investments, it's unreal. The second probably is how are you going to spend this 2 million? Because a lot of people think. I have a friend of mine, and his favorite story, he started business with like $1,500 in pocket. Right now it's like pretty profitable business. I won't name the numbers, but it's really huge growth. And he's always telling like, I hate this guy who's coming like, I need money to start the business. No, like he told like, you don't need, you there is a lot of options to do it without money at the beginning. Of course, then you need money probably to scale it and so on. But at the beginning, you can start it from simply nothing. And when the founders are coming and ask, oh, the only thing we need is money, it's like, okay, how much money you need and what for? Like for the development or for marketing. Let's speak in details. What the marketing are you going to do? What the development are you going to do? How many developers? What? Be concrete. In all the numbers, it's not about literature when you can imagine some things. No, numbers are pretty concrete. And if you need marketing, okay, you're going to spend like 20,000 per month on this marketing. You're going to work with Next and to buy some stands, to buy some other stuff, options, advertisements, and so on. Understandable, easy. But I'm going to event, so numbers should be pretty concrete. The third mistakes, I think the case of presentation. It's very basic, and I really don't know why I'm telling all of this time, but as many times I'm telling this, as many new founders are coming with this mistake. Sit in the mirror in front of the mirror and prepare your pitch deck. Just write the text for you. At least write the thesis point, what you're going to speak and explain. Because when they okay, we want to the call. Okay, no problem. You have a nice document. Somebody probably helped you to prepare this. But as I told you, it was elevator pitch. Then there's a coffee break. For coffee break, there is a 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Be ready to speak, and like a speakers before the conference. Everybody thinking that we're not preparing. We're preparing all the time. Yeah, probably less time because some more experience and so on. But you always preparing. You always have these talks in mind. What are you going to talk? I had my own experience when I was thinking, I'm expert speaker, so I will come easily. It's good enough that my PR manager at the time told me, let's speak about this. I told, what are you going to speak about? Easy topic, I know this. But when you start pronouncing it, you understand that there are a lot of weak spots in this, and it's not sounds such ideal like it sounds before in your head. So pronounce it, probably even record this on the phone and then listen to you. Will you like how you sounds or not? And this is probably, there's a biggest mistake that I've seen. There's a kind of biggest red flag, because it's not selling your project in the right way at the end of the day. If you cover these things, it will be much easier to jump inside the good pitch deck, and at least like investor will understand what are you doing, why you're doing, and at least you've spent some time to be prepared for this.
Right. And it's interesting what you say before, where you talk about investors coming to you and like, I want 2 million, and what are you going to spend? Like we're going to build here and there. And like, I would just imagine, like, if you would have that money yourself, say that your net worth is $2 million and whatnot, like what would it take for you to invest those $2 million in your own company, right? You wouldn't just do that based on some idea that you have, or that is like not really well formulated. You would sit down very, very carefully before you put in your own money into this company. And so maybe sometimes founders come to you and they see you as you're just an investor, you have money, and you can give me some money, like let's try it out. But you have to be respectful, right? I mean, you worked hard for this money, and for you to put your money into another company, that is not just something that happens. I mean, this is hard-earned money that is being placed from you to others, or you are representing others who have put that money into trusting you to allocate this money properly. So there has to be some form of respect there from the founder, knowing that they aren't just like asking for money. It's like there has to be work that comes with that request.
I will steal your idea from this explanation. I really like it. Like, think that you have this money. Will you put it in your company? It's really great. I will use it.
It's a good test, I think. How do you think about opportunities right now, Vladimir? Is there any particular areas of the industry that you are more interested in than others? And a second question is there a red thread in the type of opportunities that is being presented to you? Because you have an insight into hundreds of pitch decks that have been sent to you. Is there a particular area that is more popular than others?
As I told, like, anyway, gamification is catching our eye, and we're investing a lot in these projects. But it's different gamification. Somebody understand what it is and how it's going to grow the numbers. Somebody just put in a game inside the casino because they think that it's funny. It's different gamification. So when I'm talking about any gamification revenue boosters, I'm talking exactly about the things that are helping to solve the problems of the casino and sportsbook. Really on numbers way, not just, we will add some heroes, they will fight and so on. So it's kind of good thing. We are investing now, we're looking for investing in a lot of casinos in different markets. Some traffic, mostly, not the kind of special source of traffic, different SEO, PPC, Facebook, doesn't matter, like small and media by companies, because we know how to grow with them, new operators and new brands. From the red thread, I think there is this, it's just subjective opinion, but for me, the project that is still coming with blockchain, just to put the word blockchain inside of it, and the same AI. Anyway, the project with the popular buzzwords that are coming without understanding why they need it, for me, the biggest red thread that I'm seeing.
All right.
Because people are thinking, we will add some buzzwords, and each buzzword will add us like 2 million to violation easily. Guys, it's not working like this, especially in iGaming. We are pretty tough market. There are not so huge variety of projects. There are huge amount of projects, yes, but very low variety of them, because at the end of the day, a lot of them are very simple. Somebody good in some elements, but not so big variety. And we understand this business at the end of the day. And when you're putting something just to put, and it raises your cost into millions because you need to hire 2 developers for 50K because they are just genius AI guys. Be sure that at least this AI will be used in the project, and this will give you valuable things. There are some projects with valuable things, but I think this threat is going for 20 or 25 years or in a row. So whenever there's coming a new popular feature, everybody start putting these words inside their project just to grow the numbers. So I think it won't end even if all the investors in the world start speaking about this, because it won't change the mindset of the people. They will still trying to use it. I think that's the main thing, because other projects are really, somebody are not in our catching now, but I don't think they are bad or something like this. They're just not in our focus, so we can't provide them a good value except money. We're trying to avoid such projects if we understand that, like, there are a lot of lottery projects coming, but I had no experience in lottery and nobody from our team in the lottery business. Now we understand that there is a very small value, so we are ready to jump inside such projects like a additional small investor, but not as a lead investor, because no sense of us jumping. So there are a lot of good projects coming, but it's just of checking the priorities.
So you've run the fund for 8 months now, approximately. Vladimir, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned so far in running a fund?
I don't think it will be easy, even if you are just thinking you are too smart. Never. Each new project, doesn't matter how many projects you'll run before, it doesn't matter how much money you have or how much network you have, it will be hard anyway. Because honestly, I was thinking, easy. I have hundreds of friends in this industry. I know particularly everybody. What the problems can be to find the cool projects? There are a lot of problems to find the cool projects. And I think that's the main lesson. So always be ready to some hard road when you start a new business. And as you tell, like, I think we're still startup. Yeah, we're probably more. We have more money than other startups as a fund, because it's our main business of having money. But from all other stuff, they have the same problems like any startup. Money is not solving them. Trust. You still need to find the right people. You still need to find the right partners. You still need to find your USP points and so on, so on. So fully the same, but from another angle. I think for 8 months, it's one main lesson that I'm still learning it. That I need to find the right way to manage this, the right way to make it operational, to make it more stable, more processual, and so on.
Yeah, because I can imagine that finding those really high-level opportunities as early as possible is a massive challenge for a fund, right? Because you will get a lot of pitch decks, but these are pitch decks that are being sent often to all the funds at the same time. Whereas, let's say, the most talented founders, the most experienced founders with the most interesting projects, maybe sometimes it's the funds that find them, or they will have a natural contact into a fund, or they will look at the landscape and say, which fund do I want to have on my cap table, for example. So they will be picky which funds they choose to invest in them, right? And is that part of this whole problem for you as a fund, to build that reputation and to be out there and to be seen and to kind of build that fund in a way that you get those most talented potential opportunities to come to you?
I think it's a challenge for any fund in any industry, and the main difficulty in this, that when you launch in the business, probably in the first year you will see the results of this business. But when you launch in a fund and you're choosing the project, for probably several years, you won't understand, was it the right choice or not?
Right.
So it's kind of, like a growing child. You put in your best effort, and then in 18 years you will see the result. And you can't control that like in games. There is no chance. The same here. So it's a kind of, in some way, of course, it's like skill-based game with a huge part of a game of luck inside, because fund is good, project's good, everything good, but you don't understand until they really reach that goal that you were committed and you were looking for. So yeah, I think this problem will be for all the time. The only way to solve it from the fund point of view, it's the right connections, right marketing around the fund, like spreading the word about what they're doing, and to find the people who had the same mindset as you, who, because for me is why we're telling that Xanada is an ideological fund. We're not trying to invest in, okay, even if you have a good project, but we're seeing that ideology of thinking and making the business is different, I will probably avoid this project of investing, because at the end of the day it will cause a lot of problems for us and for them as well. So there's no sense of it. That's why you need to find these people who is skilled enough, who is experienced with the right project like that, but also with a right mindset, like the same mindset as you've seen with this, that when you are really understanding that you have the same goals together, because you are building, it's kind of partnership. And let's be honest, we're spending with our business more time than we even with our families, but it's what we have, it's what the right. So you're looking for new partners for a certain period of your life, and yeah, you need to understand that this is, you're in the right way and you're moving forward together.
Right. And how important is it to collaborate with other funds as well? Is that something you do actively to cross-check different opportunities? Maybe you see like YOLO is invested in this company that you are considering. Like, do you talk a lot between the funds about opportunities that show up?
I can't tell we're talking to many funds now about the opportunities. There are several close friendship funds like YOLO, for example, you mentioned. We're always in contact. We're always discussing some project when we meet each other, like, what do you think, and so on. And I really enjoy it in this industry because, as I told, everybody's interested in making the market more clear and to grow the market of investment. That's why, okay, what was the investment, if it is possible, in not breaking NDA and other agreement, of course. We're trying to share as much information as we can, and also cross-checking about the projects. Of course, I think this is the best idea, because for example, for your company, it's always cooler than you have two professional investors with a different expertise than one, because at the end of the day, you're still selling the one. You are still selling the same amount of share that you have. You're still receiving the same amount, but right now you have two experts inside your team that can help you than one. So for projects, it's always win-win. For funds, it's about like how to find these options. We're trying to attract additional funds when we are understanding that their expertise is really giving a huge value to the project that we're investing in. And I'm always initiative in this myself. I'm seeing that the project is good, but I don't know. There are good funds that have a good casino expertise or SEO, like traffic expertise, whatever it is. I'm calling some funds that will like say, we have a project, such investment, such project, we enjoy it, we're going to invest, but we have a spot, for example, for 10% to join someone because we need your expertise in this field. If they enjoy, at the end of the day, everybody will earn more because the project will grow faster.
Right. We're going to start wrapping up in a little bit, but I have two more questions for Vladimir. And we talked about, before the podcast started, of the incredible energy that is coming out of the CIS region at the moment. You're Ukrainian, of course. And I just want to ask you about that too. It seems to me, from an outsider, that CIS projects within the gaming industry are more or less taking over the industry to some extent. It's just in the last few years, many of the CIS organizations are becoming bigger and bigger and taking a bigger footprint of the industry. Why is it that there are so many talented CIS projects that are growing so rapidly in the industry? What are they doing differently?
Because we are hungry. I don't think we're doing it about like only about money or just making yourself popular or something like this. It's always about proving yourself that you can be bigger. I know a lot of guys who already reached numbers in their bank account that several childs of them can live without no needs for years, and also grandchilds and grandchilds. And when I was asking such guys, like, why you continue doing this? Like, also, the first question, and what should I do? Like, what should I sit on the beach and drink cocktails? Okay, it's cool for 2 days, but the third day is coming. What should I do? So they enjoy the process, and also I didn't reach 5 unicorns. I have only 1 unicorn in my portfolio, but I want 5 unicorns. So something like this. So yeah, it's kind of in our culture. It's always about moving, because we know the bottom spot. We know how it can be. And it's not about safety place. You not feel like safety all the time. And that's why you always need to find the best way to defend yourself, to make the safer place, to earn more money, to make the additional savings and so on. It's becoming your lifestyle. And then when you grow the business to millions, then you're thinking it's not like stopping your life, because before you were living like 20 years like this. You can't change your habits in 1 minute, and you just continue doing this because it's becoming a usual routine for you. Like, okay, I wake up, I need to hustle and to make some things, moving, all the moving, because moving is life. That's probably the main. And when we compare with the other regions, which were when the government is taking care of them, they have enough money to receive everything. At least if they don't have enough money, somebody will take care of you. In serious region, nobody will take care of you. Like, no money, just go away. You have no problem. It's your problem. Just solve your problems yourself. So you're the only one whom you can trust at the beginning. Of course, like, friends are coming and so on, but at the beginning, you're the only one.
Yeah,
I think this is the main reason.
There's another type of energy that comes out of you, right? When you have the back against the wall and there is no other option than to succeed.
And also, we like to compete. I think it's in our blood to always to compete. That's why we mentioned with you like esports. For us, it's not esports. For us, it's not a game. It's like my favorite creator, which is like even on my ring, on my wedding ring, it's Vincera out Mori. So win or die. No other chances.
Last question for you today, Vladimir. Where do you see Xanada Investments in 3 years' time? What is the goal?
One of top main funds. I say like what for me mean one of top funds in the industry. It means that any founder or any top manager which had an idea to open a project or just have an idea to discuss it, the first thing that they will think to come, they will know that Xanada Investments can support them with money, network, expertise, even like operational stuff. That's my main goal, to make the fund visible enough and to explain to founder that it is, yes, it's a hard way to open your fund or to open your project. It's a hard way to move forward with all this work, but it's not impossible, because now in the industry everybody thinking that, not everybody, a lot of people are thinking that it is impossible to reach a project, impossible to raise the money, impossible to start something new, and they're working like managers, which are genius managers, but they're working for 15 years without any vision of growing. And our goal is as a fund to change this and to at least give them opportunity, because when they had an opportunity and they choose to work as a manager itself, not just a founder, it's okay. But working as a manager because you have no opportunity, it's a bad idea. So my main goal is just to change this.
All right, kids, you heard it here from Vladimir. Make a easy and clear to read pitch deck. Look yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Do I have the energy for this? Prepare yourself to contact Vladimir at an event or LinkedIn or wherever you can find him. Come to the meeting prepared and create a great partnership.
Simple thing of what we're taking for now. It's great skill. Thanks.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks. Always happy.
Awesome.